Hi, everybody. Laura here. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm very excited to be a part of the Among the Stars release blog hop by Simon Says Stamp. This is the project I'm creating in this video featuring two of the new products that Stacked Stars die, as well as the Shine On stamp set. So let's dive right in. I've got some Nina Solar white cardstock. Going to do a little ink blending for my background. I know that's a big shocker because I do it about 100% of the time, but it's what I love. And I love these distress ink colors. I've got cracked pistachio, peacock feather, salty ocean, blueprint sketch. It's kind of a minty to a darker. And now I get a lot of questions, like a lot of questions. People always say, how do you get such smooth ink blending? Mine's always splotchy. Well, look how I'm tapping off to the side. That's just some scratch paper over there on the side. That is not Nina Solar white, people. That's cheapo. And I tap, tap, tap almost all of my ink, always. And I start so light that by the time you work it into a darker color, you've got a sweat going. I always tell people, if you start sweating, then you're doing it right, honey. Okay, so once I build up to the color, the vibrancy that I want, you can make it very soft and subtle, or you can make it deep and rich. I'm flicking on some water. I use my mini mister and I just like flick the nozzle. And then that gives you just kind of that reaction. I love that little flicky reaction. Now I wanted to flick on a little more flicks of fun. So I started with the cracked pistachio. I smushed that onto my acrylic block, spritzed some water, got my little Ranger mini brush there. It's not a mini brush. It's just a Ranger brush. I got like the set of 6. It's the smallest one. And now the cracked pistachio was too light. So I thought, well, let's go a little darker. Did peacock feathers, and ba-boom, like I tell you, a little dabble do you with the flicks. And now I've been wanting to try this opaque white. It's actually meant for Copics, I guess. I don't really know. It's this cool bottle. Looks like nail polish. And I wanted to see how that would work with the flicks. Felt like I needed to add a little bit of water. Now, this is my first time I'm trying this, okay? It does give you nice flicks of opaque white. I'll show you what it looks like. Give you a little close-up. See that? Can you see? Very nice flicks of water. Now, I will say this. I think it probably works just as good as my Gonzai Tombi white watercolor paint. The Copic might be a little bit more opaque, but I gotta tell you, it's pretty hard to tell the difference. Okay, so we're moving on to the Stacked Stars die cut. I've got my Nina Solar white. I adhered it to some fun foam, running it through with my Stacked Stars. It gives you that instant dimensional die cut that we love so much. Let me just stop talking about the car for a second because I got to tell you what's going on in my life. We are in Calgary, Canada right now. We drove up with the family. It was like 30 hours of driving, and you don't even want to know what the car looks like or what the car smells like. Okay, a long drive, but we stopped at some fun places on the way. We stopped at Mount Rushmore. By the way, I put some spray adhesive on the back of that dimensional die cut. Gonna adhere it right on top of the ink blending. Okay, so we saw Mount Rushmore. Amazing. Kids loved it. I could have sat there all day and stared at it. Just incredible. Then we went to Yellowstone. Incredible. Saw the Old Faithful. Yes, we saw it erupt. That was pretty cool. And then we went on up through Montana into Calgary, and we are visiting. My husband's from Calgary. So we're visiting all his family and friends, and it's really, really great for my kids to meet their cousins. And we just don't make it up here, as much as we should, because with 5 kids, we don't leave the house. Honestly, we don't like to be embarrassed. I'm just kidding. No, but it's expensive. It's expensive. So we haven't been up here. My husband has been up here more than we have, but this time we brought the whole family. And the reason we did was, by the way, now I'm moving on to the Shine On stamp set. I embossed the moon, that half moon shape in white, blended some duckling and melon, and got a little cool embossed resist there, popping that up with some foam tape. And now I'm going to emboss a sentiment. This brings me to my story. I love the sentiment on this. It says, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. And I'm dedicating this to my son Boaz. That is why we are up here in Calgary. He is going to stay with his aunt and uncle, and he's going to play on a hockey team up here in Calgary. And it's the first time we are leaving him here, and Mama's heart is broken and shattered into a million pieces. I just can't even. I'm breaking out in zits Right now as we speak, I have a huge zit under my nose because I'm thinking about when we drive off without my son. And he's here with his aunt and uncle, and they're wonderful. And he's going to have a wonderful time. He's excited. He's excited to play a high level of hockey. But Mama Bear is having a hard time let it go. So if any of you guys know where I can find my personal little Elsa, she can follow me around and singing, "Let it go, let him go." That's what I need. I need to let him go. Okay, so I'm going to dedicate this to you, Boaz. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. I love this sentiment. I think it's great for any occasion. And thanks so much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your hop, and I will see you next time.